Good moment, and this time with sound. We just realized that we did this whole thing without any sound.
And you sure we have sound?
I'm pretty sure. Yes, we have sound.
Okay, so welcome to our daily contemplation. We're Synergy in Motion, Juna,
Sabine.
and we're all about living true to you and your magic. And we've been looking at the 15th hexagram of the I-ching, and it's an ancient Chinese text that's made more relevant through the eyes of Gene Keys and Human Design. And you can look those up, Gene Keys by Richard Rudd and Human Design. They're two contemporary modalities that are really bringing this wisdom to life. And we're looking at it and we're talking about it every day. And we're going through, we have a series, a 6-part series, and we're on day 2 of the 15th hexagram. And it's all about the dance of extremes and moderation. Mm-hmm. So looking at how we play with extremes in life, like are you an extremist and how do you be with that and how can you moderate, and you do have some choices here.
Mm-hmm. And for me, contemplating the 15th hexagram, I really became aware of the extreme of the diversity on this planet. The beauty of this planet is diversity, and yet it is all an expression of the one, right? It is the expression of life flowing through us. And now I'm losing my sound. And when you look at different cultures, right? Some cultures have many gods and some cultures have just one god. And all of it is correct. That's that extreme of either the one or the many. And we are playing within this diversity between the one and the many, or the one expressing itself through the many, right? And one of the choices that underlays all magical life is the choice to allow the one to bring forth the many in you, that diversity in you, to allow life to flow through you, right? And with that choice, you have the choice whether life is half empty or life is half full.
Or even all the way full and overflowing.
That's a good point, right? So you can live a life that is dried out of life energy and you're loving, or it's overflowing and bursting out with your loving and life energy flowing through you. So you could say your attitude towards life is moderating how life shows up for you.
That's really good. Can you say that again?
You could say that whether life flows through you or not, that is your attitude. When your attitude is your life is difficult and what's the point anyways, and that kind of dullness expression of life, which is the shadow side in the Gene Keys, it creates a life that's pretty dried up. And if you have that attitude towards life that is full and allowing life to flow through you, even in the most difficult situations, life always creates more life and starts to overflow. That is a magical life expressed in a way that brings forth more life. Okay, and one of the examples for me, a very inspiring man, is Nelson Mandela, who was 27 years in jail and never gave up, never ultimately closed his heart. I'm sure he had many times where he met the shadow side of dullness and anger and resentment, but he never stopped life to flow through him and he never closed his heart off, ever. That is amazing. And I often take that when in a situation where I feel that lack of life energy rushing through me. If he can do that, I can do a little bit of that too and allow more life to come through. That's what I do when I face challenging situations or difficult situations. It's like, okay, how much more can I open up to life and love to flow through me?
So the single choice before all of us is, do we open our heart and love, or do we close our heart and cut everything off?
And think that we are the source for everything, and we're like separate from everything.
And so the choice that we have, the one thing that we can control for all the control freaks out there, is to control like our attitude, like how we show up, who we are being when we meet a challenge. So it's, who are you being? Are you being a pessimist? Are you being an optimist? Who are you being? How are you being with the thing? Right? So that's the one thing that we can control, is our own attitude, and the attitude changes everything, because you can have two people experience a beautiful sunny day, and one is swatting mosquitoes and miserable, and the other one is just celebrating the sun and the light. So that's the difference of the attitude, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. And really allow yourself to look, where are you dropping your attitude and think you don't have a choice? Right? So if you're a control freak, there might be one or two out of there. Start moderating your attitude. And that doesn't come from your mind. It doesn't come from your emotions. It comes with how much life you allow to rush through you.
Yeah, so that was something cool that we looked at, is attitude. What is attitude? Where does it come from? It's a lot of people call it like a mindset. Some people call it a heart set, but it's more. It's like, have you made that choice to open the door to love, or have you closed that door? Or are you moderating somewhere in between? Are you kind of half open, half closed? And some days are like that, for sure.
And with love, and again, we don't mean that special love. That's a whole other story. When you love, you love. You love everything, or you don't love. Like, your heart is open and you care, or you don't. Right?
And that's an extreme.
Yeah.
That's the extremes that we're dancing in, these extremes. And then the moderation is...
It's your choice whether you are playing the game with that lack mentality, or the affluence of life flowing through you. And really, it creates a different way of living. It doesn't necessarily change what shows up, but how you be in this experience is determined by your attitude, whether you allow life or you shut life out. Very different. Same sunny day, very different experience. Okay? So take a moment and just connect with you, with that sacred space within you. Allow yourself to come home to you. Take a deep breath into that space. And just perceive yourself in the expression of that diversity of life and living. Life flowing through all of us. The one and the many. The eternal dance. And just take a moment to reflect, to contemplate. How much more could you choose to allow life to flow through you, to serve you, and to surf on the waves of life that sometimes are very extreme and sometimes very subtle. It's your choice. What's it going to be? And particularly in those areas where you either feel totally depleted or have that sense you keep running after life. Are you allowing life to contribute to you? Or do you feel you have to do it all alone and you're separate from it? Half full, half empty.
Or overflowing.
Yes. Thank you.
There's always another possibility. It's not always duality.
Exactly. And with that, remember, you are creating a whole world today.
Yes.
And we will see you tomorrow morning here at Synergy in Motion.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.